Okay, composition of functions. So there's going to be multiple ways you're going to see this, but I'm just going to talk about two specifically here right now. So the first way, maybe the easier way that you're going to see it, is if I give you a value for one of the functions. So the way that these things work is we work inside out. So for this particular problem, I'm going to plug in 3 for x for the function f. So I'm going to plug a 3 right in there. And when I evaluate this function at 3, I'm going to take whatever I get, and then I'm going to replace that value with x in g of x. So we're working inside and we're working our way out, okay? So I'm going to plug in 3 for x here, right? So then I'm going to get 3 times the quantity of 3 squared minus 2, 3 times 9 minus 2, because remember we're doing the exponent first. 27 minus 2 is 25. Okay, now I have found what the f function is when the f function's value for x is 3, and that's 25. So it's kind of like I'm replacing this value with 25. Now I need to evaluate the g function at 25. So if g of x is x plus 7, now I've got 25 plus 7, which will give me 32. So the answer to g of f of 3, right, g of f of 3 is 32. Okay? So you might see a multitude of differences there with numbers or even some small operation. Now this one, there's no value there, which means I'm going to, again, work my way from the inside out. So I'm going to take the g of x function, and I'm going to replace the x value in the f function with the g of x function. So basically, the way I like to think of this is, every time I see x in f of x, I'm taking g of x and plugging it into that x. So I am going to replace this x value with that quantity, okay? So now I'm going to have 3 times the quantity of x plus 7 squared minus 2. I am foiling first, right? So this will be 3 on the outside times x plus 7 times x plus 7, and then I'll do the minus 2 on the end. So x squared, and then 7x, and 7x is 14x, plus 49 times the 3 minus the 2. I am going to, again, multiply all of those by 3. Okay, so let's say 3x squared plus 42x. Oh, God. So if it's 3 times 50, that's 150 minus 3 is 147. So 147 minus 2. So 3x squared plus 42x plus 147 minus 2, which is the same thing I wrote twice. Wow, my brain just stopped. This should be a 145. Hello. It's early. It's early morning. Final answer. So my new function, which is the function's value at the g of x function, is 3x squared plus 42x plus 145. This here is like distributive property, okay? Hopefully you understood that. We'll practice that more this week. See ya.